Hi guys, I hope everyone is well. Today I wanted to show you how I blow out my hair. I'm not straightening my hair or anything, so I just did a bit of like a light blowout, so it's not fully straight and fully stretched, but this is sort of what I do when I'm braiding my hair or just sort of doing anything that I feel I want my hair stretched for. Obviously you can always do a heatless blowout, but this is like the fastest way to do it. So in this video I'm going to be showing you how I do that, and in this video I'm using this Revlon hair dryer. I find this so much easier to use than regular hair dryers when I'm doing this kind of style or when I'm just blowing out my hair for whatever else. I first had this used on me back in December when the hairstylist who was doing my hair for my wedding used this to stretch my hair, and I was literally blown away by how well it worked even on my thick hair. Like, it didn't take as long as it usually takes to blow dry my hair. So I was like, okay, I definitely have to get this. I'll put a picture somewhere of the hairstyle she ended up doing. But yeah, so in this video I'm just going to show you how I do that. The main thing I want to warn you about is if you don't have a heat protector, pause this video right now and go buy a heat protector before you use this. I actually used the Pantene Gold Series Thermal Heat Protector. There's nothing more important than using a heat protector when you are straightening or drying your hair or anything that just involves direct heat. Sorry, my hair is making me so hot right now. There's nothing more important than using a heat protector. Heat damage is pretty much irreversible, and you don't want to go through all the stress of growing out your hair and, you know, giving your hair all that love and attention and then having to cut it off because of heat damage. So it's so important to you get a heat protector. I actually just did an article with Beauty in Lagos talking about how to straighten your hair safely, so I'm going to link that either in the video or down in the description box. So stay tuned, watch, and I hope you enjoy this video. Okay, so I'm starting off on air dried hair. What I did was, about 2 days before I filmed this, I washed my hair. So I did the whole deep condition, detangle, I did everything. You can watch my full wash day routine in my last video. So I did my whole wash day routine, and then I moisturized my hair and sealed it with an oil, and then I put my hair in 6 braids to air dry. Now, you can use this right after you've washed your hair. I mean, I still recommend making sure that your hair is not soaking wet, but you can use this on the day you washed your hair. I just prefer to wait until my hair air dries a little bit before I actually go in with a hair dryer. Obviously, unless I'm in a hurry or I need to blow dry my hair sort of right before I do my braids or anything like that. So all I'm doing here is basically just detangling my hair, getting all the tangles out, because as you've seen, the hair dryer is a brush, so I don't want it to sort of rip through my hair. In this particular clip, I don't know what I was thinking. I think I forgot how thick my hair was, but I later realized I needed to split my hair into 2 further sections to keep detangling. So as you saw before, I sort of ran my fingers through my hair just to take out some of the major tangles, and then now I'm going through with a wide tooth comb. Now, you can use any method you prefer for detangling. As you saw in my last video, I used my fingers to detangle my hair, and I typically always use my fingers, but obviously, like I said, because I'm using a hairdryer today, I decided to actually detangle with a wide tooth comb. And anytime I get to any tangles that are massive or that need extra work, then I go in with my fingers. So next thing I do is add my heat protector. Like I said before, this is so important. You must use a heat protector. I spray it all over. I probably spray a little bit too much, but I don't really mind because I'm not about to risk heat damage. And luckily, this particular heat protector isn't very heavy, so it doesn't leave that greasy feel or that heavy feel that some of them do leave. So if you're worried about that, just make sure you get a really good and light one. So I put my hairdryer on the number 1 setting. It has 3 settings. So it has the cool setting, number 1, and number 2. I put it on number 1 just because I wasn't going for a super straight look like I mentioned before, and my hair was already kind of dry. So this was really just to stretch my hair. So I put it on number 1 setting, and I work from my ends and I work my way up. I do this just because I find that the ends are sort of the part that needs the most work in terms of stretching. So I start from the ends and I go up. As you can see, it's sort of going through my hair pretty easily. This is why I definitely recommend you detangle properly before you start. If not, this is going to get stuck in your hair and it's going to be really uncomfortable for you. If you're somebody that uses a paddle brush a lot to detangle your hair, I don't think you're going to have any issue with this, because it's literally like a paddle brush with a hairdryer attached to it. So I'm just working this all through my hair and being really gentle to make sure that I'm not ripping my hair out or anything like that. I'm getting the nape of my neck. In terms of comfort, I find this a lot more comfortable than using a hairdryer, maybe because it's smaller. And another major thing for me is that the handle doesn't get super hot. I find with a lot of regular hair dryers I use, because my hair is so thick and because it does take a long time to get through my hair, I find that it can be so hot and uncomfortable to hold the hair dryer for a really long period of time. But this one is actually a lot easier to deal with. So I just keep going until I feel that my hair is sufficiently stretched. If I was straightening my hair, for example, I would probably use the number 2 setting, because in my time of straightening my hair, I've realized that the real secret to getting your hair really smooth is to blow dry it properly. So like I said, because this is just sort of to try out the hair dryer and just to sort of, for a change of pace, I'm actually just doing it on the first setting. As you can see, it left my hair pretty smooth. It's really detangled. My hair felt really soft, so it didn't feel all dry or like, you know, crunchy or anything, which can happen with some blow dryers. So yeah, pretty helpful. So all I do is I do the same thing on the next section, and I'm going to do the same thing to the rest of my head. So this next part is completely optional. You really don't have to do this, but if I have a little bit of extra time, then I try to do this. So I put my hair dryer on the cool setting, and then I blow dry my hair again. I just find that it gives my hair that little extra bit of shine. Some people say that it helps your hair retain a little bit more moisture just because, you know, the coolness locks everything in. I personally haven't found that to be true, but I just find that my hair gets a little bit of extra shine when I use the cool setting. I don't do this all the time, just, you know, if I have a bit more time on my hands. And then once I'm done with each section, I twist it up just to keep it out of the way, just so it doesn't get mixed in with any other sections. And then I move on to the rest of the sections. So I'm going to carry on, and then I'm going to skip forward to the last section. So I'm finally done with all the sections except the last one. So now I'm moving on to the last one. The hair at the front of my head is a lot looser. So the curls are a lot looser than at the back. So I find that the front usually takes a way shorter time than the back does. But at the same time, the hair at the front of my head gets a lot more tangled. I think obviously because I'm more likely to touch the hair at the front and I'm more likely to fiddle with the hair at the front. So as you'll see in a second, it takes me a little bit more time to detangle, and you'll find that there are sort of some pretty big tangles in there when I'm working through everything. So I'm just adding my heat protector again, just making sure everything is completely coated before I go in with the hairdryer again. So like I mentioned before, I keep talking about detangling because it's so important, and this is where a lot of people get a lot of breakage. As you can see, I noticed that this part of my head was really tangled, so I kept stopping to finger detangle this section. I did it at the beginning, and then you'll see in a second that I noticed I had some sort of really big knot at one point. So I put the comb down and I made sure to detangle properly. Now, obviously, you can still sort of work through any big tangles with your comb, but the reason I prefer to stop when I get to any large tangles and use my fingers is because, of course, the comb can't feel the tangle. The comb can't sort of work through it gently, whereas, as you can see I'm doing here, you can slowly take the tangle apart without ripping through your hair. So once I'm done blow drying all the sections, I like to take all my sections down and run through everything with the hairdryer once more. I find that this makes sure that I haven't missed out any spots. Sometimes my hair takes a really long time to air dry, so there may be some damp spots. This just makes sure I've got everything, make sure that everything is sort of smooth and as blown out or as straight as I want it. So just before we wrap up, I just want to reiterate, I do actually really like this hairdryer. It doesn't get as hot as, I would say, a regular hairdryer, i.e. the regular ones we all grew up with and saw. But in terms of stretching the hair and in terms of actually giving you a smooth blowout, I think it really works very well. Compared to how long it would take me to blow dry my hair normally, this was a breeze. Hey guys, so we are done with the video. As you can see, my hair is looking very big, but it's sort of blown out quite well. Like I said, I wasn't trying to go for like a super blown out straight look, just sort of stretching my hair and making it a little bit more manageable this week. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with my hair now. I may do twists or like braids or maybe try something new. I'm not really sure, but if I do, then it will definitely be on my Instagram, so make sure you go and check that out. Like I said, don't forget your heat protector. I keep saying it because it's so important. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please stay tuned for more and don't forget to subscribe and like.